I nearly would say welcome to today's video, but still there's no plan on making this video actually. I'm supposed to make a design. So if you look on this other tab here, you'll notice that I'm supposed to be designing. I just created my artboard and I needed an image for the cover page, the carousel actually. And I found the perfect image online. Of course, I had to make it. The original character was light-skinned. I don't want to go into showing you all of that. And I was already removing the lady. All I want is this lady, the table, and the rest of the things on the table. I don't want this bicycle behind that in the background. And I was already doing that when I thought, okay, how about I just record myself and share with people so they know how to do things like this, because it can be very dicey. Why is that so? You would agree with me that when you start designing, when you want to learn to remove backgrounds from images, aside the fact that there are free online image background remover online, fine. If you want to do it yourself, take for example, you are not the Gen Z, you are one of those people that love to stress yourself, go through all the whole processes to do me. Sorry, I'm joking. But you feel that you've used AI. There are times when we use AI image remover, background remover rather, and it's not what we want exactly. So that's when it dawns on you that, okay, I think I need to take this to my software and remove the background. Photoshop makes it easier, I think, in recent times with their new upgrades and update and development. But with Affinity in the past, it used to be very, very difficult, even though some of us still knew how to maneuver our way around it. And I want to show you, for those that have downloaded the Affinity version 3, how you can remove background from images. There will come a video where I'm going to explain every single tool here for those that are new to the software. But for those who probably aren't so new, but you just don't know how to go about removing background from images, well, I think this one is for you. So, straightforward, we'll go into it. What I want to do, like I said before, I want to take out this lady, the laptop, this flower vase, every single thing, and leave out the bicycle in the background, because I'm working on something that has to do with taxation. And yeah, the calculator perfectly explains what I want, and the files, the document on the table. But bicycle, this is Nigeria. I said she's a remote worker, of course, and she's at home, but no, we're not trying to put that out to the world. So I'll come right here to my floor select tool. Of course, for you, it can be any other tool, depending on what you've used most recently. So if I right click here, I'll find my object selection tool, I'll find my selection brush tool, and I'll find my flood select tool. Give me a second, let me make my mouse a little bit bigger. Alright, so I think this works. You're welcome back. I'll right click here again, click on my object selection tool. There is the object selection tool rather. You have your selection brush tool and you have your flood select tool. I'm going to click on each of these and let you know what they do, and then I'll tell you which one I use a lot and which one I'll be using for this particular task I'm about to execute and why I use it. So if you use the object selection tool, it definitely uses AI in the wing image, artificial intelligence, to detect where the character actually starts and ends, to detect particular points, pixels in the image that you want to remove. So if I click on this now, you would see this here, this notification, machine learning models. It definitely means that I have to download it first and all that. Well, I haven't done that yet, because with the Affinity version 2 that I was using before, I downloaded it. I did, but I barely used it. So you could try. I don't know, I have not downloaded it yet. I don't know if there's been a major upgrade compared to there should be. So that's why this thing is popping up. So you have to go to settings, download it, and then come back and use it. But that's not what I'll be using now. So I'll go back here again. I'll right click, and then I would use and click on the selection brush tool. Now with the selection brush tool, you would find this circle. You can either make it bigger or lower by clicking on the bracket key, bracket close, and bracket open here, to reduce or increase the size. And if you can't do that, you can do so manually by coming over to the width here at your tools panel. You can either choose to increase it or come back here again and choose to reduce it. And here I've made selection by mistake. What I'm supposed to do, I can just Control Z or Control D. Do you understand? So now that we have a brush, I think I like this size. I want to start selecting on the lady so I can do this. This is what I'll be using, and this is what I love to use the most. But before I go on selecting, let me just go over and show you the last two. Now the floor select tool, typically, because as the name implies, floor select multiple objects at the same time once you click and drag on the subjects. Let me click on the image, sorry, and then my floor select tool, and then click and drag. You see, so the more you do that, the more you are able to select, but it's not consistent. It's not so good because the lady's shirt has white stripes. There are many things that are conflicting in this thing. So I would go back now and go back to my selection brush tool, and then I'll start selecting on my character. I think when I'm editing this video, I'm going to make it faster so I don't bore you with every single detail here. But yeah, and then we have to pay attention to details. Please don't forget that. We have to pay attention to details. So yeah, I'm trying to make this fast, and I think I'm doing so intentionally, not just because I'm making a video, but because somehow over the years I've realized that some details are necessary and some are not noticeable. Yeah, there's some details that you just can't let go of, and your design will still look great only to you or another person who may have used that picture before. But I'm not sure anybody has used this one before. Yeah, I found the image on FreePic, and then I used their AI tool to change the character from a light-skinned Oyibo lady to a dark-skinned Nigerian, because I'm designing it for a Nigerian client, and it's talking this design is actually about the tax reformation in Nigeria. So why use a foreign lady? I think that's one of the major mistakes that a lot of graphic designers make. You are designing for a Nigerian client and you're using foreign, except your clients likes it so. But I don't think it's necessary. Especially you're walking down the road and you see a billboard for a school. A primary school or secondary school, admission is ongoing. And I'm seeing white pupils there. I'm seeing white people that here will wear uniform. Hazal now. It's just very, very funny. I don't know. Lots of people may buy the idea, but I think in this time and age, just be real. Just be real. Even if it's not images of the school, probably it's local, and you're trying to give them a good face, publicly or digitally or via publicity. You could find black images and let them wear uniforms now. Abba. Except it's a school that doesn't permit or doesn't use all of that. So spaces like this, I'll click on the Alt key and select. I don't know if that makes any sense. For example, I over selected, and if I let's click on my mouse and do so, I'll just click expanding my mistake. So rather, I want to close in on that gap that I've made. So I'll click on the Alt key, and I'll hold the Alt key rather, click and drag. So process still goes on. I don't know, maybe I should tell. Let me continue with my stories. Let me feed you into my thoughts. So yeah, that's basically it. A lot of designers out there tend to, would I say follow? Yeah, it's good to listen to foreign guys. I mean, they are the ones that, set the standard for designs and many other things. But always never forget that their situation is different from yours. Do you understand? The US, the UK is different from Nigeria. So I would say you should adopt the principle of eating the fish and throwing away the bone. Don't eat everything that they dish out to you. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sometimes they tell you about their clients' process, they tell you how they do this, how they do that. It works for some clients, especially those who are exposed, Nigerians that are exposed. And it doesn't work for some. Some people just want it to do what they want. I don't know if that makes sense. Want it to do what they want. Yeah. They just wanted to do what they want and get on with it. And some other people will listen to you. I once worked for a client. They are based in the UK, but they are Nigerians. UK, no, the US, DMV specifically. I would mention the name. It's a new brand I just starting out. And I was supposed to make a try food brochure one of those days. And what simply happened was they sent me the document in Google Doc for the different pages, let me call that, that they would, of the brochure. And after looking through it, I made my comment and said, I think this is too wordy. Wordy, W-O-R-D-Y, has plenty words in it. If word is not a word. Nobody said that. But what simply happened was that they said, well, blah, blah, blah. I think it was an agency. So they said, just do what the client wants. And of course, I mind my business. I minded my business. I did mind my business. I just kept quiet. And eventually, I was done with everything. I sent it a PDF. And they sent it to the client. And guess what? The client sent it to the printer to have it printed. The printer was in the US, definitely. And then the printer actually said, wow, this is so beautiful. Of course, the designer now. But I think there are plenty too many words in it. Could you use images instead? It's a brochure. And then the client bought the idea, reverted back to the agency, and then the agency got back to me and said, please, could you? And I said, wow, you definitely have to come from a foreign printer for you to believe that, oh, do you get? So that kind of thing. I wouldn't feel bad, of course. I just told them, I said, so you see, I already said it's initially. If you had just tried, which is why it's more easier when you work with the clients directly. But sometimes you find yourself in the situation I found myself, and there's little to nothing you can do about it. So far, I think, don't worry, I'll come back to the story. So far, I think what I've been trying to achieve is coming alive, say, for this part. And we're almost good to go. Yes. So let's see. So to be sure that I've selected everything perfectly and that I do not have any, I've not missed anything, I would come up here to this and click on the refine button here. When I click on the refine, let it load. So you can see that this place is a bit perfect. All these other places, well, I wouldn't say this is an issue, but my background is white, so it's not going to be noticeable. This can pass. If it wouldn't pass, then I can, as you can see, foreground. I can switch to foreground and then come and highlight over here to get the red perfect. But then where the challenge is in the air rather. Yeah. I don't see anything. So we have to make sure that this is perfect. This is good. Do you get? So what I'll simply do is maybe let's before I touch my feather and my smooth, I will leave it on matte for now, and then I would click and drag over these white spaces. If the changes made are okay, I will leave it, and if not, okay, I think I can buy this, so I'll just click. So you notice that my matte, my feather and smooth 0, I just left it at the default refine selection there, and then I'll click here again. And what this does is that it just notices that the air is black, the background is white, so it tries to remove every single extra that we don't need, the white from the existing background. And there you have it. I think we are good. So that we do not see this background anymore, I always like to change my output. So there is this option for half output. You can click apply. When you do so, it just gives your work the way it is. But I would want to have my current selection in a different layer. So what I like to do with the output is I would click on selection. If you click on the output and choose selection, by the time you click on apply, it leaves your work the way it already is. Do you get? But I want my selection on a new background, like I said earlier. So when I click on refine, I would come back to my selection, click on mask, and hit apply. So what that does automatically is it has removed what's in the background. This is what I want definitely. I can just, of course, copy what I want and go over to this other tab here and use it. But see, you want to use it somewhere else, or you want to send it to a client, you have to just definitely come to File, Export, choose PNG, of course, PNG without the background. Everything is perfect, and export. I'll save this in my download folder, and I'll call this work turned into yeah. So save. So there you have it. If I want to use it now in my other tab, all I have to do is locate the image in my download folder, click, drag, and bring it into Affinity Designer, and yeah, voila, I can start my work now. So eventually, back to my story, I finished designing for the client. They made changes to the document that they had sent earlier, and second design was approved, was printed, and everybody's fine. So let me know in the comment section if there's any other thing you would like me to make a video about, any other thing that's bothering you with regards to Affinity Designer. Until next time, you're welcome, stay safe, and cheers.